August 17th, 2002. It was the era of reality TV, low-cut jeans, peak Disney, and the entire world changing its security in a way that had never been done before. It was also the year I was born. Going through elementary, I thankfully didn't experience a lot of the things from this time that were very intense. So instead of watching 2000s edgelords or being peer pressured to meet predators on Omegle, I watched Fred, or The Duck Song, or this masterpiece. But ever since a girl in a nearby town went missing, I never felt safe again. Which makes sense, because this was a time when media was actually out. And of course, the world was always dangerous. The only difference is it hadn't felt this dangerous before.
It's not that it wasn't happening back then. You just weren't as aware of it. I remember when Johnny Gosh went missing, because just now with the social media and everything, you hear, you're bombarded with it.
It's insane because some of the most well-known killers are from a time where people felt more safe. They didn't think of safety measures the same way they do today, which also those people had everything to do with that change. It seemed like everywhere there was something to watch out for. Because of this, a lot of the other kids were definitely more adventurous than me. But to this day, not a one person I knew compared to my mom in the 80s.
And I remember my very first acdc concert. I was crowd surfing, you know, when they put you...
No way.
Yeah.
You did that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh!
I crowd surfed at an ACDC concert, got completely separated from my friends. Jumping on moving trains, drag racing, breaking into a swimming pool, and going skinny dipping. Parties in cornfields and open spaces and sand pits, and sneaking out and taking a car before we were 16 and to drive it. Teeping. We went teeping. We would just go hang out at a friend's house who was a latchkey kid. So there was no parental supervision.
And I know that fake IDs were very common back then.
Oh, yeah. I had a fake ID. I was 16 when I had my first fake ID.
Wow.
They've got no respect.
Why?
The way they're brought up, they think everything's for free.
A lot weaker.
You think so?
A lot weaker, yeah. Yeah.
They spend all the time on social media.
Telephones, mobile phones.
Why?
They've never got the faces out of them. They don't know how to communicate with people.
I need everybody else in my generation to promise that we are not going to raise iPad children. Please. I just saw a TikTok from some millennial, and she was like, here's a message to Gen Z. You might make fun of us, but watch out. We're raising the next generation, and they're going to eat you up. Your kids can't read, okay? You're raising Gen Alpha. They're bizarre and terribly behaved. Y'all bred iPad children. You have been shoving media and screens in these kids' faces since birth.
There was a drastic change when it came to technology from the 1980s to the 2000s, let alone after 2010. It's really interesting how when we were kids, our parents would say the phones are making it worse, especially like depression. And it wasn't until we became adults that we realized, hey, doom scrolling is really bad for your brain. You haven't slept in 3 days. Go outside. But no matter how much fun it actually did have, something that was just different was the way people treated each other. What is a great lesson that you learned while growing up that you think is still just as important but probably harder to learn in modern day?
Common sense and common courtesy. A simple thank you or you're welcome. I don't hear it enough. Hold a door open for a complete stranger.
You know Wendy, who's a good friend of both your dads and
Yes.
mine. I didn't really know her in high school. Your dad did, obviously. I used to think she was like the coolest chick ever, because she had a style completely unique from everybody else, and she put together her own outfits, and I'm pretty sure she made some of her own clothes. Like, my very favorite outfit in high school was teal jackets. I had matching teal blue socks, and I would wear, I called them my granny boots because they reminded me of some woman from the 1920s with all the black laced up boots. That was like my favorite outfit to wear. Big earrings, big hair, of course, right? You know, I had big poofy hair. I guess just big everything. We did not wear tight clothes. So nowadays, you guys all wear tight clothes and stuff. We didn't wear tight anything.
After interviewing family who lived in the 1940s all the way up to my mom living her teen years in the 80s, I realized that the amount of sexual liberation, the amount of sexual broadcasting, was also made mainstream to be used in a damaging way. Now, do not get me wrong, my favorite show is literally called Sex and the City, but I've heard people before saying previous generations are out of touch, and after interviewing previous generations, I felt like I hadn't seen something that was right in front of my face the entire time.
I came out at my 18th birthday party, and photographers laid down on the pavement and took photographs up my skirt, which were then published on the front of the English tabloids the next morning. If they published the photographs 24 hours earlier, they would have been illegal, but because I had turned 18, they were legal.
I don't think you're aware that you're a heavy-set woman. That's what I said.
I know I'm a big woman, so what?
So I was guessing your weight. And I was going to say to you today, can you please get on the scale, and then we'll have an over-under. That's all.
No.
Why not? Why not?
I'm not going to get on a scale if you gotta weigh me.
A lot of people would see you as a sex kitten.
No.
Wow! I feel violated right now. Wow.
America gradually became less conservative, especially since the 60s, but by the 90s, sexuality was mainstream, and in the 2000s, it just kind of became shock factor compared to 20 years prior. And with sexual liberation came sexual objectification.
It's called a Stairmaster. Get on it, and get skinny, and get some trashy lingerie while you're at it, because at the end of the day, all we're interested in is looks.
Guy pulls your hair and spanks you at the same time while he's doing you. Do you care?
Oh my God. Do it again. Oh my God.
Would you like that, or would you?
Along with insane beauty standards.
She'll have CO2 laser treatment, extensive dermatology, a nose job, a brow lift, fat removal from her cheeks and chin, fat transfer to her lips, and LASIK eye surgery.
Unhealthy beauty standards.
You know what I really want to do? I want to eat carbs without wanting to kill myself.
And unfortunately, cruelty became a sport for everyone. Now I think it's really important to understand there was an evolution of political correctness. And this goes beyond anything you want to cancel a YouTuber about. It went into how much people can straight up be a dick to your face and let it be socially acceptable.
Carry the retard. Carry the retard. And I'm gonna play a battle of wits. Battle of wits. With Beetlejuice. With Beetlejuice. Now say the whole thing. I'm gonna do Wait. No problem.
1, 2, 3. Oh!
Paris Hilton is going to jail. I heard that to make her feel like more comfortable in prison, the guards are gonna paint the bars to look like penises. I just worry that she's gonna break her teeth on those things.
And it was not the same as what dark humor jokes are today. The beginning of political correctness culture started in the 70s, when hippies started a peace and love influence. Then in the 80s, it switched to people thinking that people were being too sensitive. Sounds familiar? By the 2000s, it was literally idolized to do the cruelest shit possible socially, publicly, and in the media. Sorry, I know this is a history lesson, but it's important. By the mid-2010s, especially 2014, cancel culture started. And by 2020, people started to oppose cancel culture, and now everybody kind of just thinks for themselves. They treat people how they want to treat people. But in my opinion, one of the worst things to come out of the 2000s was eating disorder culture.
There was a lot of people who were using the situation for views and for clicks.
That's not fair. That is not fair! That is not fair! 74 is the perfect weight!
Too much or not enough, it's all the same, you know?
Whether it was the first time or not doesn't really matter, because everything that had to do with body shaming, skinny obsession, it was insane. The levels of it were insane.
I want you to think of what you ate today. Got it? Now cut that in half. This is called a diet. Everyone start one.
But is it really worth it? Is it worth you actually having this nice sweet treat? Look at all of the exercise that you have to do for each individual one.
Well, I'm on this new diet. It's very effective. Well, I don't eat anything. And when I feel like I'm about to faint, I eat a cube of cheese.
Is your fridge making you fat? Is your clutter around your house making you fat? Everything was about fear of fatness was just everywhere.
None of the girls here eat anything?
Not since 2 became the new 4 and 0 became the new 2.
Well, I'm a 6.
Which is the new 14.
And very unhealthy. Because if you deep dive, you will discover that not only did teen suicides increase as you got further into the 2010s, but teen eating disorders more than doubled from 2006 to 2013. The literal expectations for what a woman should look like within the beauty standards has changed a lot, along with what is expected of women. I made a video last year about one of the many stupid beauty standards, and my grandma called me because she didn't realize people did this. These kind of expectations weren't put on her.
Love and commitment were what we placed emphasis on in the olden days, I should say. Again, it was a much more innocent time. It would almost have been seen as obscene to say the body is what is really important. I don't ever remember feeling pressure into how I should appear necessarily. Yes, there were hairstyles and there were fashion styles and that type of stuff. I mean, I don't feel that pressure. And that's what I wish for you, that you're able to withstand any of that beauty pressure and be yourself. Know that you're the person you are and you're good enough.
And I guess this is something I'm seeing in my however many years of life. I'm seeing things change.
You're young, so in your lifespan, things may change drastically. It's going to be damn difficult. Things are going to change in the world fairly quickly. You can do this, girl.
But also, maybe the reason I'm in love with all of these retro things is because of things that are less serious. Maybe it's fashion, or the mixtapes. Maybe it's not that deep. Maybe the question isn't, was I born in the wrong generation? Because to be honest, now, Gen Z is amazing. We are literally all learning how to survive. We are all learning how to adult. The oldest person in Gen Z is 28 right now. 28. I guarantee you all of us on some level are still figuring shit out. I was born at the perfect time, but the grass will always seem greener on the other side. So I wanted to share some of these stories with you while also explaining why the 2000s were kind of fucked up. But if you didn't experience that or you want to hear more about that, check out this channel. She does amazing videos. And yeah, I kind of want to end this in a super cheesy way, but instead I'm just going to show you some leftovers from the interviews.
You know, we had boom boxes that you like carried around on your shoulder, a huge ass boom box. Outsiders, Pretty in Pink, 16 Candles, Breakfast Club, St. Elmo's Fire, Goonie.
What we do is set up a tent in somebody's backyard and camp out there.
I could eavesdrop on my neighbors. I could pick the phone up very carefully, raise the button very slowly so they couldn't hear the click, and I could listen to all the conversations. We played a game called Kick the Can.
Want to know something funny?
Yeah, tell me.
Out of every single person I have interviewed, they have all brought up Kick the Can.
Are you serious?
Yes,